Welcome to the 2021 Wildfire Recognition video. I'm Erick Thompson. I'm an Information Officer with the Regional District of Okanagan-Similkameen Emergency Operations Center, the EOC. The EOC is located in sn'pintktn, within the traditional unceded territory of the syilx people in the Okanagan Nation.
White peace naksil slachlacht nuk tmich hatus il michum nas suchtloam. Isquist skachachainak kan kmip kikenmut. Tisichi sich mip nunam in qualquailton. Greetings, family, friends, neighbors, leaders, chiefs, and firefighters. My name is Sheri Stelkia. I live at Inkmeep. I'm a learner of my language. Kenlimt ku ulus ala osukna kain timhulach. Aha I timhulach lutpen kinta tu mistamentum. Aha I timhulach lutpen kinta huitzachtementum. I am pleased we gather here on Okanagan lands. This land was never sold. This is the unceded territory of the Okanagan people. Ku ulus ala atli limtamentum isuchtluam atli silchwas beusolch lach gashkeichstroch isanilitentet. Limtamentum yayat inuk tmichtet iskantiltensolch. Limtamentum isuchtluam atli silchwas beusolch. Kulam limt puti ku ala, puti ku holchwalt, puti ku kerseniliten. We are gathered here to show gratitude for the firefighters and their bravery in defending our homes. We are grateful for our neighbors' helpfulness and generosity. We are grateful for the bravery of the firefighters. We are grateful we are still here, that we are still alive, that we still have homes. Ku kukstp suchtluam. We appreciate the good you have done for us, firefighters.
Now, on behalf of the Regional District, we'd like to take this opportunity to recognize and thank everyone who was involved with the 2021 wildfire season. It was a very busy season. Now, some of the different groups and organizations involved include, of course, firefighters from far and wide, search and rescue personnel, emergency support services volunteers, the RCMP, BC Emergency Health Services and health partners, and emergency operations personnel from Indigenous communities, incorporated municipalities, and the Regional District. In 2021, there were more than 70 wildfires burning within the Regional District, and that led to evacuation alerts and orders for hundreds of families. And the support provided by dedicated professionals and volunteers made the difference. Thank you. Now, here's the chair of the Regional District of Okanagan-Similkameen, Karla Kozakevich.
I'm Karla Kozakevich, chair of the Regional District Okanagan-Similkameen. And on behalf of the Regional District Board of Directors, I would like to say thank you for all of the support you have provided during the 2021 wildfire season. Your expertise has been invaluable. In 2021, we had over 70 wildfires in the Regional District Okanagan-Similkameen, and 8 of those fires, we saw many people being displaced from their homes, along with their pets and livestock. From July to September, we had more than 80 emergency support services and Animal Lifeline emergency response team volunteers support evacuees with temporary accommodations, food, clothing, and referrals into additional services. More than 65 search and rescue volunteers supported evacuation notifications. There were more than 200 firefighters assisting from around the region. More than 70 people worked within the Regional Emergency Operations Center and at other EOCs in the region. Over 4,000 people were evacuated from their homes this summer. More than 45,000 hectares burned within the regional district, and over 500 animals were cared for. Those numbers are difficult to comprehend, but your efforts made an enormous difference to the lives of the citizens of our region. Many responders were also deployed to areas outside this region to assist our neighbors and citizens throughout the province. Residents, volunteers, and businesses welcomed families from communities displaced to the Okanagan-Similkameen when they needed a safe place to go. Once again, I sincerely thank you for all of your hard work and for caring about your community and the Regional District Okanagan-Similkameen.
Hi, I'm Tara Richards, Deputy Minister of Emergency Management, BC. 2021 was one of the most difficult wildfire seasons in our province's history. Wildfires threatened thousands of people and homes, led to large evacuations, and caused devastating loss for several communities. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to all volunteers and responders who stepped up in these difficult times. From firefighters protecting homes, search and rescue teams helping people out of tight situations, RCMP officers ensuring the safe evacuation of communities at risk, to emergency operations personnel in regional districts, Indigenous communities, and local governments. Your work helps ensure the safety and protection of people, homes, and communities. And a special thank you to the hardworking emergency support services volunteers who help British Columbians during some of the most stressful moments. You've made a difference to so many. On behalf of Mike Farnworth, Minister of Public Safety and Solicitor General, thank you for everything you've done to help others during the 2021 wildfire season.
My name is Mike Campol. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the Osoyoos Indian Band. And what a summer it's been in the South Okanagan. My takeaways from it all is, and I've seen this in the Valley in previous years under different circumstances, sometimes in the most challenging times is when you see the best of humanity and the best effort from people. This summer was certainly one of those situations with all of the all of the challenges coming together, from heat to lack of precipitation, causing a fairly intense wildfire season. Just unbelievably thankful and appreciative for all first responders. This goes from the provincial firefighters, federal firefighters, excuse me, local municipal firefighters, and the community at large, search and rescue as well. Watching all of these efforts within our community, mostly from people that live amongst us in our community, stepping up to do what they do best to protect us, is always an amazing sight to see. What made this year also a little different and even more amazing was watching firefighters come in internationally from different areas like Australia and Mexico, and watching them being welcomed into the Valley here by the local firefighting departments as well as the locals. It says a lot about this area. It says a lot about the people that we count on to protect us and keep us safe in challenging situations like what we experienced this summer. It's also amazing to see that members of the community at large step up to help support those services. Whether it be through donations, whether it be through home-cooked meals, making sure that our emergency service people are fed and hydrated, working 18, 19-hour days. Again, sometimes in the most challenging times, we see the best of people, and that was certainly the experience this summer. The Osoyoos Indian Band thanks everybody that stood on those front lines and the people behind the scenes for getting us through a very challenging wildfire season. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Martin Johansen, Mayor for the town of Obirek, and this has been one of the most challenging wildfire seasons I can ever remember. We did receive tremendous support from the province with provincial firefighters, international firefighters, the military, Parks Canada, the list goes on, but I really want to send a shout out to the Obirek Fire Department, who did an amazing job saving buildings and structures, especially during the early days of the Ankeny wildfire. And also a shout out to all the volunteers who put in a tremendous effort, tons of hours, supporting the emergency support services, supporting those residents that had to leave their homes during evacuations. Those two groups did an amazing job. They stood up and met the challenge head on, and they've done so much to make Oliver proud. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Riley Gettens. I'm the Director for Electoral Area F in the Regional District of the Okanagan-Similkameen. This summer, we saw some very intense situations in our communities, and there are so many people that we want to thank. And I especially want to thank the search and rescue volunteers. And those teams belong to the Oliver and Osoyoos Search and Rescue, Princeton Search and Rescue, Penticton Search and Rescue, and Karamea Search and Rescue. Thank you so much for supporting the RCMP and delivering evacuation notices to those who needed it. You're often the first point of contact for people that are under a lot of stress, and ensuring that information is getting there in the right time cannot be underestimated and how valuable that is. Over 2,000 hours of volunteer work. Thank you so very much for putting our communities first.
Hello, my name is Tim Roberts. I'm the Director of Area G of the Regional District of the Okanagan-Similkameen. As well, I am the Chair of the Protective Services Committee and a part of the liaison group with the Fire Department Fire Chiefs. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all that participated in supporting one another during this significant fire season in 2021. Whether or not it was neighbors helping neighbors, volunteer groups, supporters, whether or not it was the fire departments, wildland fire, RCMP, BC ambulance, search and rescue, all these people working tirelessly together, working with interior health staff and the staff of the RDOS at the EOC to make sure that you and myself were kept safe. I'd like to right now put a special thank you out there for the RCMP for all their work and with search and rescue, providing all the information, taking it to door for all those that were possibly in jeopardy. At the same time, being able to communicate when there were orders and people had to leave, and then providing the security for their properties and for the people during this troubling time. Again, I'd just like to thank all our neighbors, our Indigenous community neighbors who work tirelessly, working alongside as partners with the fire departments, wildland fire, search and rescue, RCMP, BC ambulance, interior health, and all our fire departments that backed each other up.
Hi, I'm John Vassilaki, Mayor of the City of Penticton. On behalf of all Pentictonites, I would like to personally thank you for your magnificent efforts over the summer. On Sunday, July the 11th, 2021, Penticton Emergency Support Services was activated to provide mutual aid for the Thompson Creek wildfire. While responding to that particular fire, Nicomeek Creek wildfire, White Rock Lake wildfire, among many others, the ESS team invested hundreds of hours supporting evacuees from across the province. As the team did last summer during the Christie Mountain wildfire, the dedicated Penticton ESS team once again delivered a caring, professional, and comforting response. It is comforting knowing that Penticton has an ESS program that takes its role so seriously. Thank you again for your continuous volunteerism.
Hello, I'm Area C Director Rick Knodel, and I'm very happy to be given the opportunity to express my thanks to the many people and groups that were part of the enormous undertaking to protect all of us from the devastating forest fires that threatened us all this year. The groups and individuals are so numerous that I will not attempt to list all of them, but there are a few that I will single out as they are often forgotten. One individual, Constable Brad Walsh, who took it upon himself to obtain and feed animals until they could be rescued. That shows an amazing degree of community dedication. You can patrol my neighborhood at any time, thank you. The other is Animal Lifeline Emergency Response Team. They provide support for animals by fostering, recovering, reunification, search, find, and feeding. The list of animals is enormous. Cats, dogs, fish, to cows, alpacas, quail. It's absolutely unbelievable. And they arrange for vet care, dental care, vaccinations, and deceased animals were respectfully cremated. We often forget that these animals are part of the lives of the people who are forced out or not permitted to return to care for them. I would also like to express my thanks to the many locals and volunteer firefighters who stepped up when needed and provided support, equipment, expert knowledge of the area. There are also many locals who provided very much appreciated moral support to the many groups of firefighters by saluting them as they returned to camp at the end of the day. That's a very important piece. Morale is important to all of us. As I have said, there is such a large number of people and groups that it is hard to list all of them, but this was truly a total group effort. It would not have been anywhere near as successful without the participation of all. My total gratitude to everyone. Thank you.
Hello, I am Sue McKortoff, Mayor of Osoyoos. On behalf of our town, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to the many agencies and members who supported the 2021 wildfire season. Thank you to the fire departments, the Osoyoos Fire Rescue, and our neighboring volunteer fire departments, ambulance and paramedics, search and rescue, RCMP, BC wildfire crews, out-of-province and country firefighters, particularly our crew from Mexico, emergency social services, and all of the volunteers who helped. Thank you to the community at large for all of the generous donations of food and supplies to support our first responders.
I want to thank all the first responders and firefighters for everything they did during the 2021 fire response. In particular, I would like to thank Princeton GSAR, the Princeton ESS, which also comprised of members of the Upper Similkameen Indian Band ESS, as well as Weyerhaeuser Princeton, and all the local contractors for fighting the fires. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ron Obirek, and I'm the RDOS Director from Area D, which is also known as OK Falls. We had a wildfire in our area, started July 11, 2021, known as the Thomas Creek Fire. And I want to say thank you to all who were helping out with that fire, the search and rescue, the RCMP, the emergency services. And I want to say a very special thank you to the Okanagan Falls Fire Department, and specifically Chief Fred Dobransky. He called me that evening late, let me know that the over 70 homes that were evacuated, everyone was out safely, property was secured and safe for the night, and they felt they had good outcomes for that evening. Also, thank you to the search and rescue, and specifically Calvin Hall, who lived in the area and gave me some information during the day. And the RCMP, they made sure everyone was safe. So thank you so much appreciated by everyone. And thank you all for the good work you do. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. This is for all the people who put their lives on the line every day. Firefighters, search and rescue, emergency support services, RCMP, BC ambulance, emergency operations personnel, and all the other agencies and volunteers that keep us, our families, and our communities safe. On behalf of the village of Keomeers, I would like to say thank you so much for all you're doing.
Hello, my name is Judy Santos, and I am a councillor with the City of Penticton in my 14th year. As such, I am also a representative from the City of Penticton to the Regional District of the Okanagan-Similkameen, and I am also the chair of the Okanagan-Similkameen Regional Hospital District. It goes without saying that the calamity of the fires in our region in this year were unprecedented. And I look to the many people who have helped to bring us safely through that challenge. The paramedics, Joe Piskarek, Scott Pittendray, Health Emergency Management BC, Terry Miller and Andre Blumink, First Nations Health Authority, Casey Neathway. These are people like you and me who have taken on an enormous challenge of keeping us all safe. When an evacuation order is given, people forget about the vulnerable residents that are put at further risk. These people work together in a team to create the safe passage of those people. Carl Meadows, the administrator of hospitals in the South Okanagan region, has told me how very proud he is of all of the people working in our hospitals. They have had a threefold trauma this summer. The COVID-19 pandemic rages on. We have the tragedy of overdose deaths, and this summer the catastrophe of multiple concurrent fires in our region have been absolutely mind-boggling. I have the personal experience of a son who is a helicopter pilot, and he does fight fires. He was here in the Penticton area fighting the Thomas Creek fire this summer. And as a helicopter went over my head, I, as a mom, stood and watched, even though it may not be the one he was flying, but it was a cute message to me that he was on the front line, along with so many others, people helping people to be safe in a time of unprecedented trauma. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. You are invaluable and so appreciated.
Hello, my name is Bob Coyne. I'm the Area H Director of the RDOS, and I would like to congratulate all of our first responders, firefighters, and all the folks behind the scenes that ensure the support for them is in place on a very busy and trying year. Support comes in many ways, from financial support to folks making sandwiches for firefighters who've been on the fire line for many hours. We've seen equipment operators stay beyond a regular day and refuse to give up in order to save people's homes. We have had folks offer to pay for PTSD counseling for first responders during the event. There are many good stories to be told about the past year. One would be the success of the Eastgate Fire Department. Through almost 40 years of preparation for a wildfire, they were able to save their community. Every time we have one of these events, I am amazed at the support by the residents of our province. One of the most satisfying things about my role is to see how people pull together in hard times. All the regional borders and whose jurisdiction it is goes out the window, and people help wherever they can. In closing, I would like to remind folks to be prepared for possible disasters in your area. It may be some time before help arrives. I would also like to encourage folks to reach out to local emergency services and learn about the services they supply and possibly where you could help. I would like to say a huge thank you to all the folks that give their time when disaster strikes. Thank you.
Hi there. My name is Dawn Russell and I'm a member of the Penticton Indian Band. I'm also the Indigenous liaison for the Regional District of the Okanagan-Similkameen. I'd like to share with you the definition and the pronunciation of the words emblazoned on the 2021 fire season shirt. The word you'll see is kinkinhitwih, kinkinhitwih, and that means helping each other. I think we did a pretty good job this year of helping each other. So that's the word that was chosen for the shirts. And thank you to the knowledge keepers and language teachers within our nation that help keep the language alive today. Limlimt.
Good day. My name is Chief Greg Gabriel, Penticton Indian Band. I want to take this opportunity to express our appreciation and gratitude to everyone involved in the fires that we were experiencing throughout the summer. As everyone knows, all of our communities have experienced the nervousness and the anguish and anxiety each and every year during the hot summer months. This year was particularly more stressful and made people more on edge. As you are aware, we had fires that surrounded our communities throughout the summer. We had fires to the south of us, to the east of us, to the west of us, and to the north of us. And it just amazed me how our communities came together to help and support one another. I have to really commend everyone that was involved in our emergency operations command centers, the many long hours they put in to make sure everyone was comfortable and was looked after, looked after. Our communities reached out to one another, city of Penticton, the city of Oliver, Caramuse, Summerland. Without your support and thoughtfulness, I think our members and our citizens would have been more burdened with more anxiety and uncertainty. And we thank you so much for that. More importantly, I really want to extend our heartfelt thanks and gratitude to all the firefighters that endured throughout these hot summer months. You battle against the elements, the hot weather, compounded with the threat of the COVID that is upon us. But you persevered and you showed how committed and dedicated you are to your profession. To the pilots that showed us such preciseness and accuracy and the long hours you've put in. Our communities are in a much better place because of your professionalism and your long hours and hard work that you've done. The firefighters we brought in from across the other nations, the military, we owe you our debt of gratitude for all that you've done for our communities. So on behalf of the Penticton Indian Band, our firefighters and our Emergency Command Center, we thank you so much for all that you've done in keeping our communities safe.
Thank you for watching this video. We'd also like to take a moment to thank everyone who participated in creating this video. We appreciate your support, and again, to all of the volunteers and professionals who helped provide support and expertise during the 2021 wildfire season, thank you.